So the benefits of podcasting case study is a great example of on-page optimization. In this case, it's the keyword benefits of podcasting in the headline of the blog post that SEO'd it for that term, coupled with the inbound links. Now, how you put inbound links in a document or how you get inbound links from other sites is going to be critical to your SEO. And here's a little example of that. You can see the anchor text or link label is the visible clickable text, right? Like this. Here you see hyperlink is the anchor text and it's clickable. And anchor text is how Google determines relevance, right? It's one thing to have an inbound link, but inbound links don't mean anything to Google unless they're hyperlinked to text. The text is what gives it relevance. So here's an example of poor hyperlink usage, right? We have the widest selection of baseball gloves. To visit our store, click here, right? A better way of linking would be baseball gloves, widest selection online. And in this case, you see baseball gloves is the anchor text for the hyperlink. And that tells Google, if someone searches baseball gloves, this must be a good page because someone's linking the word baseball gloves to it. And as I told you, Google treats links as recommendations. So in the next slide, I'm going to give you a little demonstration of how to anchor link text. It's very straightforward. You can do it in almost any application. But in this one, I'm going to demo it to you in Microsoft Word. Okay? Let me show you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to link anchor text to a hyperlink. If you already know how to do this, you can advance to the next lecture. But if you don't, let me show you how easy it is to link a word or phrase to a URL. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to link a term in an email. So let's go to email, and I'll compose a new email. I'm in Gmail here. I'll send it to myself. So here's the line of text. We have the widest selection of, let's make this lefty baseball gloves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the phrase lefty baseball gloves to my online store. So I'm just going to right click and select this text. Then I'm going to open up a new tab in my browser, go to Google, and I'll search lefty baseball gloves. And the first thing that comes up is Amazon. The second thing that comes up is the shopping results. And then the third thing is this Sports Unlimited Inc. So let's imagine that this is our website and we want to SEO it for lefty baseball gloves. We just select the URL for that website. And then copy the URL to our clipboard. And then in the other tab of the browser, I'm going to go back to the email I was writing. And you see this little link button there? I'm going to click on that. And I will paste the URL of the online store in here. And now I've linked the phrase lefty baseball gloves to sportsunlimitedinc.com. So that's how you would hyperlink anchor text in a Gmail or an email. Now I want to show you how to do it in a blog post. So I'll open up a new browser tab and I'll go home. I'm logged into Google still. I can see that because my name comes up here. So I'll search blogger, and this should find my blog. I'll just go right to the sign in. So here I've written, if you're having a tough time finding lefty baseball gloves, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this over to this website here, Sports Unlimited Inc. So I'll just copy the URL, and I'll go over to my blog, and I'll select the phrase that I want to link, click the little link button here, I'll paste it into the to what URL should this link go field, and I'll hit OK, and I'll publish the post. And let's view the blog. So now I've written a new blog post. Lefty baseball gloves can be hard to find. And I wrote the first sentence of my blog post, and I linked the term lefty baseball gloves. Let's click on it. Over to Sports Unlimited Inc. Go back. In a sense, what I just did was I search engine optimized my website, Sports Authority Inc., with a inbound link because Google treats links like recommendations. The more people who link keyword lefty baseball gloves from some other URL to this domain here, sportsunlimitedinc.com, then the more votes Google sees other domains giving this URL for that term. It's not what you say about yourself. It's not how many times you put the word lefty baseball gloves on your own site. It's how many other domains, other websites publish inbound links by that term, and this is how you do it. Now, let's say, for example, I did it this way. I'm going to go back in and edit the blog post here for a moment. Go back to the compose option. And let's say, for example, that instead of linking it like this, I'm going to copy the URL of my website, go back to Blogger, and I'm going to remove this here, and I'll update it and view the blog. Now, in this case, I published a hyperlink, but it doesn't give Google any information on what the relevance of this link is. Had I linked it to lefty baseball gloves, then I'm telling Google that if someone searches lefty baseball gloves, that this here is a relevant URL. But if you just paste the URL in the body of your blog post, you're not doing that. So you always want to use anchor text, and you want to be smart about how you do it. In the old days, they might have said, if you're having a tough time finding lefty baseball gloves, click here, and then linked the keywords click here, that phrase, back to their website. But no one searches click here. So that doesn't help you from a relevance standpoint in your SEO. Always better to actually embed the URL against anchor text. So let's redo that here. I'm going to copy the URL, and I'll go back and I'll change it back to the way it was. And I'll select Lefty Baseball Gloves, click the link option, and now I'll paste the URL from my clipboard into the "to what URL should this link go" field. Hit OK. And now you see I've got that back, and I'll get rid of this URL just pasted into the blog post like that. And I'll update it. And view the blog. And now you can see I've got that link back. Now let me actually show you what the HTML for a hyperlink embedded against anchor text looks like. If I click on the pencil, if I switch over to HTML mode, I can actually see how Blogger translates what I wrote into HTML. And here is how it works. It says a space href equals, and then there's a parentheses, and then the URL that I'm linking it to is in there, and then the parentheses is at the end, close caret, and then the word, well, the phrase rather, Lefty Baseball Gloves appears, and then there's a close tag at the end. This is an a close tag, and we know it's a close tag because of the /. So the beginning of the tag starts with _a, and then it ends with _/a. So it's a complete tag. It's okay if you don't know how to write these by hand, because you can always just use the compose functionality to write your anchor text links. But if you want to learn HTML, I'll tell you the way I've learned most of the HTML I know, which isn't much. I've done it just by using this tool here and then switching over to HTML and seeing what the translation is. Pretty easy to figure out. And let's update and view the blog. And that's how you assign a hyperlink to anchor text. Now let's get into off-page search engine optimization. Let's talk about the things you can do to search engine optimize text without having it appear on the page. Join me in the next video and we'll get started for off-page SEO.